This short video is designed to go over the material in lesson or chapter 1 that demonstrates how to create a new Windows project. And again, for those of you using Visual Studio for Mac, the process is basically the same. It just will probably look different. When Visual Studio 2019 first starts up, it comes up with this type of window, basically allowing you to pick up where you left off the last time you were using it. For this first demonstration, I'm going to basically start off with a fresh build. So I'm going to select this link right here that says continue without code. And what this will do is it'll start up Visual Studio in its normal interface. And the first thing we're going to do in this example, again, this is just following tutorial 1-1, or excuse me, 1-2. And I'm going to go ahead and create a file. I'm going to go new project. And it's going to allow me to look for a new project. Since we're going to be using C# Windows. Now for the Mac users, you may have to choose the iOS option or Mac OS. And then we're going to go for a desktop app, because what we're looking to do on this first example is just create the most simple application that we would need to use, and that's a desktop application. So then what we're looking for is the Windows Forms app, and we can actually just go ahead and go into and notice we come up with a bunch of different examples, but right away, just by entering Forms app, we're getting this the example we need. And I'm just going to call this Hello World. And I'm going to change the directory. I always work on my computer when I'm doing programming projects. I always have a directory where I keep all of those types of projects. And for me, it's going to be my projects directory. And I don't think I've created one yet, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder, and I'm just going to call it CIS 115. And then inside that, I'm just going to leave that alone for now. And again, the solution name is Hello World. So I go down and click on the Create button. Takes a moment because it's doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So here's our files as created by this particular process. Right now it's doing some initialization. I just did a fresh load or a fresh install Visual Studio 2019 Community, and so therefore it doesn't have a lot of the functionality that it would normally have right out of the gate. Okay, so there we have it. There's our form. Again, it's called a form, but it's basically just the outline of that all windowed graphic interfaces, graphic user interfaces, GUIs, operate in. So when we get done with this project, okay, right now it's just an empty shell of an app. I'm going to go ahead and save this solution. So I'm going to do a save all. And again, this is just to follow the tutorial at the end of chapter 1. I'm not going to go into it in depth, but you can follow along by simply opening it up, this solution up, and following along with the example at the end of chapter 1. The big thing here is just to get this up and running and start getting used to the development environment that we're going to be working with to learn a lot about the basics of programming this semester. In the next tutorial, I'll actually go into the Hello World example in chapter 2. So I'm going to close the Visual Studio solution for the moment, and it takes us back to the startup page. Until next time, this is Mike Shore.